Let's go.
All right, so Ultimate Endgamers League podcast number 2.
Yes, sir.
Today we are going to go over the games, the whole game list. We didn't touch on that last time. We touched on some of the games, but not all of them.
Yep.
We're going to go over the teams, most of the teams, not all the teams. Some of the teams are new, so they don't really have their players lined up yet. So we're going to leave that for another podcast. But we're going to go over the current teams we have. We'll go over, like, the first, season's results, which I'm not happy about. But
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, we both took that out.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So we've recovered. We're getting better. Our teams are getting better. I know your team's getting better. You've gotten ahead of me a little bit.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey, listen,
Honestly,
now, this is the second time he stole somebody I was looking at. So we'll get into that.
Wait. You really? We'll talk about it later. You were looking at
Wonku. I was looking at Wonku.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Acosta.
Yeah, Acosta, I had.
No, you had him on lock.
I had
there was
Acosta,
nothing,
man.
There was nothing I could do.
I had to get it, bro. He's too much of an asset.
I agree.
He's way too much of an asset, and he's very like picky about the games that he wants to play. Yeah. But like once he actually does play a certain game, he goes crazy, man.
Crazy. Herb picked up Wonku, Watt, and then earlier, I think was that the first or second season?
That was probably the end of first season. End of first season, because that was like around the free agency period that we had. So that's when I pretty much.
So after the first season, So after the first season, when he saw how good Acosta was, and he figured out what he needed on his team, that's when you picked Acosta up. And I was trying. So anyway, we'll get into that. And then we're gonna go over. So I think I already said it, but we're gonna go over the top 2 players of the teams that we're gonna talk about, and then kind of just chat about some stuff. Right. Other than that, though, we're gonna add a little new element to this podcast. So we got the gun game.
Woo!
Okay, this is Aeon Pro Adventure Force. This is not a kid's Nerf gun.
No,
I bought this as a kid's Nerf gun. Shot my son with it. Didn't work out too well, so we put it up after that. But what we're gonna do is, at any moment, so one of us is gonna have the gun. It's gonna be cocked and loaded. It's already ready. Let's see, let's double check. Yeah, it's definitely ready. Yep. Take the safety off. It's that serious. It has a safety.
Yeah.
Take the safety off. I'm going to point that at Herb. And then at any time during this podcast, I can shoot him.
Anytime. I don't have to
anytime. He can be in the middle of talking. It doesn't matter.
But see, that's what we're doing. We're taking turns. So
exactly.
After he takes his shot, I get to take my shot.
Exactly. So it's like after you pull the trigger, there might be some regret because you got to take the L afterwards. But we're going to add this little element to this. This is going to be the gun game. When we have guests on and stuff, they'll get to decide, because some people don't have it in them. But most people are probably going to take it, and they'll get to decide if they want to be involved in the gun game during the podcast. So other than that, I guess we're going to get started. So I'm Ryan Grebe, a.k.a. G-Lissus.
Yes, sir. Delicious.
Yo, I just came up with that.
I love it. All right, this is your boy Pastor Herbs. You already know. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Pastor Herbs.
Yeah, he stays streaming. He stays streaming.
All the time.
Monster at Tekken. Are you streaming anything other than
Tekken? These days, it's been mostly Tekken, but at the end of it, I'll play another game like Guilty Gear or something like that. Yeah. To let them know that I'm versatile and maybe I'll bring up some more Street Fighter stuff. Yeah. Because my chat is crazy. They're like, you talk about how much you hate the game and you're so good at it. I'm like, I hate playing online. The netcode isn't strong. Imagine playing Call of Duty and it always lags. I still just like playing Street Fighter 5, man. It's just really, really laggy, man.
I was trying to find my beanie because there it is.
Hey,
because Herb got his hat on.
So yeah, let's get into it. So you wanted to talk about the teams first, right?
Yeah, man. You want to go ahead and we can jump into. So we have different types of teams. So we have some college teams. Right. We have some in-house teams, is what we call them. Yeah. Basically, the arcade itself has brought in, I think, 6 teams currently. 5 teams currently. One of them being a new squad. And that's the in-house teams. Yep. And then we also have other arcades that participate. Yeah. But right now, we're just going to go over Game On. That's an arcade from Virginia Beach.
Yeah, they're from Virginia Beach.
That participates. We can go ahead and start getting into the top 2 players. No, you know what? Let's go over the game list real quick. The whole game list. Okay. You want me to pull it up on my phone real quick?
Actually, I should have it right here already.
All right.
So this game list is it's pretty important because this is what pretty much makes the league the league.
Exactly. 24 games.
Yep. We have a lot of games, and it's all to pretty much keep people versatile. It keeps you on your toes, and you can't just be good at one game. You have to be good at multiple games.
Exactly.
So here I have it for you right here. My friend, so I'll just name everything off. Yeah, so we have Super Smash Brothers, so we do 1v1 and 2v2.
Yep.
We also have Guilty Gear Strive. We have Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, Mortal Kombat 11, and Dragon Ball Fighters. Those are all the fighting games that we have, and now onto the shooters. So we have Valorant, the new PC shooter made by Riot, Gears of War 5, Splitgate, Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Fortnite, and Overwatch. We also have Halo Infinite. We used to have Halo 5, but Halo Infinite's out now.
Yeah.
And
that's something that we do try to do. So basically, I think at this point, we keep the games for the season. There is talks about changing out games. Like if there's an issue with the game with like downloading or if it has like glitches or something, then that's probably the times that it'll get removed mid-season.
Right.
But most of the time, we lock in the game for the whole season. And say like the new Halo comes out. Actually, this is a good question for you. So if the new Halo comes out, at this point, we don't update the Halo until after that season.
Actually, we update it right away.
Perfect. So there we go. So we're updating it right away.
Yeah. Usually when the cases like that, like it's not too drastic of a change. Like most of the core elements of a game is the same. Like if they made Street Fighter 6 right now, we would just put in Street Fighter 6 because we don't want people to play like on the older thing when like the newer one is out. And I don't know, people just have to adjust. Like this whole thing is about adjusting.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it's Halo. So at the end of the day, like if it's the same game and it's got some updates, you know, that is the whole point of the league is you have to be able to adjust on the fly. So I wasn't 100% aware, but I'm perfect that you told me. So now at this point, you hear what's going on. When a game updates, the league updates. So all these games are going to be what's currently out at the time of play. So like if something comes out and then the finals are coming up soon, you better get in it.
You better get in it. Same with all the sports games. So instead of Madden 22, FIFA 22, Madden 22, NBA 2K22. So that is all the sports games, and then we have like our other racing games. So we have Crash Team Racing. We also have Wreckfest. Rocket League, if you count that as like a racing game.
Yeah.
UFC 4. We have a new strategy game, which is Limitless Gate. And we also have Pokemon VGC. So that's like the competitive Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, and excuse me, I'm also forgetting the other sports game that we have, which is NHL.
Yeah.
So NHL 22, and that's pretty much the bulk of it. Actually, looking at it again, it doesn't even seem. I used to look at this list and be like very intimidated, like, man, I gotta learn this, I gotta learn that.
Yeah.
But like looking at it, like as the season has gone by, I've definitely touched a lot of these games, and
it's
I feel like
bad.
Yeah, it's really not that bad, to be honest.
You just have to open your mind to it. Like as soon as you do, you start to realize, hold up, like man, okay, think about it. As kids, maybe some people, I wasn't like this. Maybe some people played one game the whole time.
Right,
bro. I never did that.
Yeah,
I was playing 2K, Madden,
right.
NHL because my uncle played it. Like he's a god at NHL.
That's crazy.
But then, dude, I'm all about shooters all day. Like
exactly.
every Call of Duty, like Halo, obviously. The original Rainbow Six. The original Rainbow Six. Yeah. What else is there? Everybody played Mario Kart. Like,
who hasn't?
You know what I mean?
Mario
like
Kart.
Racing games, like you should be able to pick those up like pretty easily.
Can you drive? Okay, so, you can play a racing game.
Exactly.
Like, come on,
so I already just named, I think, all the genres.
That's like half the list right there.
Yeah,
already.
That's a couple things.
Who hasn't played Pokemon like a day in their life? Like, come on, you've made it to probably like the 8th gym leader or something. Like, it's not that hard of a concept to like really figure out. So this just gets down to it. You probably like once most people become like teenagers or like they get to like almost like adulthood, they kind of like get one niche and they kind of stick.
Then
to
they kind of start to.
Then they kind of like,
themselves.
I like these games, and they just keep playing those games.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would happen.
Yeah,
like what was the one? Yeah, one with I started getting into Ark.
Ark?
Yeah.
That's the one where it's like a free roam.
It's like a open world with like you start with boxers on.
Yeah.
And you gotta like self-develop all the way to like, man, I never got to this level, but there's people that got like armor on their dinosaurs.
That's crazy.
That sounds crazy. If you've never played Ark, it's a super fun game, but it takes hella time. Like it's a super long lasting game.
Where?
So out of these games though, we have a couple of them that are new. So like Pokemon was one of the new ones.
Yeah.
Is it Luminous Gate?
Yeah.
So Luminous Gate, that's actually a really cool game. It's like a very new concept where it's kind of like a how would you explain that? Like it's like turn-based shooter?
It's a turn-based like shooter/strategy game. So the whole time that you're going, it's like simulations are running. So like let's say the two of us are playing against each other. You'll go first, then I'll go after. The first thing that you do is that you pick what kind of character, what kind of shooter that you're going to do.
Yeah.
And that shooter has a different ability. And the whole idea is either you're on attack or I'm on defense. So if you're attacking, you're trying to attack my bombs. So you're going to attack my bombs with your first person. That was your first turn. Once your turn is done, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Your simulation of your person is going to come out. And what I have to do is try to defend you. I can either like stop you from shooting the bombs. I could use my character that like protects the bombs. I could use a character that lays mines like right at your start. So as soon as you start, you just die right away. And then boom, after I've done that for about 30 seconds, it's your turn again. Yeah. So you get your 30 seconds and you get to pick your thing again. So it's like, it's really back and forth. It's very strategy based. Yeah. And you just have to be really smart. And it's pretty fun.
It's a very different style like shooter game. So, and that's why I got added. That's why Titus added it to the list. And that's why, I think everybody's really excited about it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, definitely the developers did, like, they put their foot in that one. Like, I can say that for sure. They put their foot in that.
Splitgate's good, too. I consider Splitgate, like, Halo with portals, really. But it is really fun. I mean, because you can, like, float around. And, like, if you use the portals, like, really well, then you can be really good at that game pretty quickly. I love that game myself. But I'm big on shooters. You'll kind of hear that as we go through the podcast. Okay, so.
Right.
Now that we've gone over the game list, so we got the 24 games out the way, we're going to go over the top 2 players. We'll go over the teams, and then we'll go over the top 2 players for each team that we're going to list. That way you guys can kind of get an idea of, like, what people play and what makes them a good player on a team for this league.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So, Herb, if you want to go ahead, we can start with Germana.
Okay, so for Germana, I definitely got to say the best 2 players on the team are going to have to be Cedric, which his gamer tag, he goes by Jury.
Yeah.
And James, and his gamer tag, what he goes by is Pip-Boy.
Okay.
So the thing about, first of all, Cedric, my man Jury, he's very good at shooters, very good at Rocket League. So those are the games where, like, again, like, he probably reached a certain age. He's like, oh, I like this, right?
Yeah.
But he's really smart, and he learns games really fast.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess we should mention, Germana is the winner of this last season.
Yep, season 2.
So season 2 winners. So that's a big deal. He was like, I would say he was the MVP of the squad.
For sure.
Because he also can play fighters, I think, too.
Yeah. Well,
a little. Like, or is he trying now?
So he's trying now. And
I've seen him practicing.
Yeah, I've been showing him a few things. I've been giving him some pointers. He's been learning tech, and he, like, loves it. Yeah. He, like, loves it. He, like, gets it. He's like, oh, I see why you like the game. I'm like, bro, it's fun. Like, you just keep learning, and, like...
Listen, Herb's helping out all the other teams. Like, but he don't ever help my team.
I can't help it. They're like, bro, I love it. I'm like,
Hey, I like that, man. Yeah. I got to get my players to come freaking pick your brain some more.
Hey, man, it's totally worth it, man. But, again, like, I don't want to get too distracted. Let's just get back to it. So, he's an amazing guy. He has really good energy.
Yeah.
And, like, when I met him, he actually came late to the Germana practice the first time he did it.
Okay.
And I was talking to him. He's like, hey, I wasn't going to come at first, but I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens. And I'm like, bro, listen, you're on the team. And I'm getting you on the team, just like hearing you talk about it. Because, like I said, amazing at shooters. Plays keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Does a little bit of Rocket League. And he has, like, he's, like, I want to say, like, Grand Champ. Mm-hmm. So it's, like, it goes, like, Diamond, then there's Champ, then there's Grand Champ, and then there's Supersonic Legend, which is, like, the highest of the high. He's like, I'm knocking on the door of the Supersonic Legend thing. He's, like, at that rank. I'm like, damn, bro.
As far as ranking in Rocket League.
Yeah.
He actually won. He was the main reason that they won the Rocket League game, that when they played, I forget what team they were playing, but in the tournament, and it was, like, it was a pivotal moment.
I want to say, was it the Boos or was it the Bandits? Because the Bandits weren't bad at Rocket League at the time either. It was either the Boos or the Bandits.
I feel like the reaction, it had to be the Boos.
Yeah.
Because the reaction was wild after they won.
Whoa.
And, no offense, Bandits, but the Bandits were just getting sweet.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would have been as exciting.
Probably not.
But we'll get into that too. So, okay, and then the second player you have.
It's going to be James, which is Pip-Boy. So he is actually, like, just really good at fighting games. Just, like, really good. Like, he just played them all.
Okay.
Except for Super Smash Brothers, but, like, that's kind of, like, the exception. Like, most people call that, like, a children's party game. Don't let them hear me say that. They're like, wait, this ain't no that. But, no, honestly, he's really good. And, again, like, the one fighting game he just didn't play was Tekken. And, again, he's like, yo, just show me, like, I'll be your prodigy. Just take me under your wing. I'm like, shut up, because I will tell you everything. It's not true. So, yeah, he's nice. He's really good at Mortal Kombat. He's good at Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Okay.
He keeps up with me in Street Fighter.
Dang.
Yeah. He's pretty nice. He's pretty nice.
Does he play anything outside of the fighters, really?
So, yeah. So, he's not bad at shooters again. Same with me is, like, he's played them before. He's literally just not, he's not trash at them. You wouldn't be like, oh, he's a throwaway. No. Yeah. And he's not bad at Rocket League either. So, like, that kind of makes him, like, the deadly combination. Doesn't play any sports games whatsoever because he just kind of finds them boring.
Yeah.
But, again, going back to, like, Cedric trying to peel back, he will play sports games. He actually likes sports games a lot. He loves racing games.
And he's good at sports games, too.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good at sports games, too. So
definitely good at sports games. I've watched him play.
It's definitely not a wash. So, like, just having that deadly combination.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, either of them on any team makes that team, like, flourish, in my opinion. So, what the Germanic kids had this season, man, it was magic. Man.
Yeah, they definitely pulled off an amazing win and surprised the entire league. I'm pretty sure. So, okay, so then I'll go ahead and go over who I think the top 2 Boos are. So the Boos, they won the first tournament. They're an amazing squad. Their squad is very well versed across the board. So all their players can kind of play in each genre. Yeah. But so for the 2 top players, I actually had them on my preseason squad. I tried to draft him, but Titus on the Boos, the previous owner of the Boos, Titus,
scooped him up.
He scooped up DZ before I could. And so DZ is really, really good at. I mean, I don't think he's only lost a sports game one time.
Right.
And that was in the first season, I believe.
The inception of the league.
Exactly, and that was against DMV. But ever since then, he has won every single sports game he's played.
Every single sports game.
Every single sports game.
Hasn't been no ifs, ands, or buts. Like he has won, and it's pretty much been like in the deciding. It's been like in a landslide almost.
Every single time.
So like you can't even question that at all. And then his shining ability is like coming in for the shooter and being a clutch shooter to like pretty much carry a team.
Especially Siege, but shooters, shooters, but especially Siege.
You really want that, man. You really want somebody who's going to be able to carry your team in a tight situation. In a team that doesn't really need it, well, besides one specific player, but I'm not going to mention his name. But in a team that doesn't need a carry, that have a player that can carry, that. You're not going to lose a lot of shooters. You're just not.
DZ's definitely a carry player, a clutch player. I will say that he's also not good for my team, but he's also picking up fighters. And so there's certain players like DZ who pick up games and then they perfect them.
Yep.
And they can do that with like every game they pick up.
That's what you want.
Those are the keys.
Those are the
Herb
key
is
players,
also
man.
one of those players.
Thank you.
So, and we'll get to that. But so DZ definitely holds that spot. I'm not sure. Who was the MVP of the Boos?
That was Scance the first season. That was Scance the first season. Yeah. Because he just didn't lose any fighting game.
Yeah.
And that still counts as like, you holding your weight.
Yeah.
And man, I'm ready for all the rematches though. I'm ready for all the rematches.
We're gonna start some scrimmages, I think, soon too.
Okay,
so,
cool.
I think we're talking about setting up a scrimmage between us and Germana. And actually, something about Germana is they were the Grizzlies, but they are now the Karma. So the Germana Karma. So that's a really dope name.
Yeah.
And they have super cool jerseys. Actually, you want to pull it up and show them what the Germana jerseys look like real quick?
Pull up the jerseys real quick, man.
All right, so this is the Boo squad. This was the winners of the first tournament right here. Yeah. You see all them goofy effers. But no, they're a fun-ass team.
Oh, without a doubt. Like these guys are champions for sure, and they definitely embodied the spirit. It was really nice to see Titus, take its exception of what he had, and then take it all the way. So you have DZ on the far left. You got Billy right there coming in right after DZ. Scance right there in the middle. Titus, and then our boy Maddox, man.
Maddox,
that's our boy right there. That's our boy.
Yeah, he's been around since the beginning, I think, right? Yeah, he's been here a lot. He's here all the time. So that actually brings me right into the second person. So my second person, I think, and you can counter this if you want. I think the second best player on the Boos is Billy. He is actually the new owner of the Boos. So Titus has transferred over ownership to Billy, and now Billy runs the Boos. That's his team. And he, I think, is the second best player because he can play fighters. He usually wins in the fighters he plays. Yeah. He definitely can play shooters as well. Yeah. And then all of like UFC. Yeah. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor, so kind of makes sense.
He's got that.
Yeah, he's got that niche. And then he can play racing games too. So I don't really know what Billy can't play.
Exactly. He's very versatile.
Yeah, he plays role play games too. So it's like
he likes RPGs.
Yeah, but I know we don't have too many. We don't really have those, but he plays those too. So and he's really good at everything he plays. Again, another strategist, another player.
That's what you need.
Yeah, and he contributes to the coaching.
Right.
Exactly, he can coach his team in a lot of the games. He understands the actual playing strategy of the league, like when the wheel's spinning, who to play, why to play them. So that's another thing. That's another part of the skill that he brings to his team.
Exactly. You need it. It's something that you need. And I almost argued with you and said, I think it's Scance, but if you really think about it, Scance might be slightly better in fighting games, but not as good as when it comes to shooters. Like Billy is a better shooter, and I know Scance, again, being the fighting player thing, like, we don't want to play no sports games. Like, that's boring to us.
Yeah.
But Billy, he's like, I like UFC. I'll mess with Madden. Like, I know how to play 2K. Like, all I got to do is pick the Lakers. Like, cool. He knows how to play it and, like, why to play it.
He makes the best with his skill set and sharpens it. And it's great.
And it's a force to be reckoned with. So, I definitely say DZ and Billy for the best two players on the team.
And Scance is That's a battle.
It's a close.
You know, if I have to pick, that's why I went with Billy. But Scantz is definitely one of our best players in the league. I think
for sure.
And so then we'll go with let's. I'll touch on the Ravens, and then you can touch on Bandits and Vikings at that point.
Okay.
So the Ravens, that's Herb's squad. Yes, I felt like it'd be a little biased if he went on on them, but so actually I'll go with him first. So actually I think Herb is probably one of the top 2 players for sure. Let's go. He knew this already. So yeah. Right. So basically with Herb, like I think that you're one of the best players because, again, very similar to Billy and DZ, you pick up every game, but for your team, like you're like a top-notch coach. I mean, you already heard this. You've already heard this. Like people come to him from other teams to learn like the logistics and how to really get the details on how to play games.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about frame rates or like how moves work. And like I come in or he comes into the league and starts telling me about all this stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. So you're timing the move. You know what every move is from every character so that when they start to do it, you know if you have to do a faster move or a block or whatever your decision is. Woo!
I can see, like, if you throw a punch, I'm like, all right, let me just duck right here. He going to keep throwing some punches. I'm going to just do something while he coming up. He ain't going to see me. It's a science to it. And that's what makes it really, really, really fun. Like,
and you dig into that.
Yeah,
like,
it makes it fun.
Exactly. Like, for shooters, like, actually knowing the maps, like, having map memorization and map movement.
That's perfect.
If your whole team has that, you're going to be unstoppable with shooters, you know?
Y'all going to crush them.
Yeah, we see that in, like, the major, like, any of the shooter leagues, but especially in the Call of Duty leagues. Like, you see, like, that team continuity and, like, how good they are at communicating.
Exactly.
That's something I stress a lot on my team is the communication during the game. Like, you got to have a leader. You got to have people that are communicating about different things to keep everybody, you know, abreast and make sure that everybody is going in the right direction. And you can't be doing the aggressive, just, like, run and gun. Exactly.
No, that doesn't work.
Exactly.
Especially not in this league. It don't work.
No. And for your second best player, and I'm blanking right now. Oh, but for your second best player, I think I was gonna say, oh my God.
Does it start with an A?
Yes, it does. It does. It starts with it's Acosta.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Acosta real quick. So Acosta, I was trying to recruit him after the first season.
Right.
I talked to him a little bit, but I knew he was talking with somebody else. I didn't know who that somebody else was, and he was like, whatever. I was offering him like a high percentage. Like I was really trying because like. He's, again, another versatile player, and you can actually touch on what he plays. Go ahead and let him know what he plays.
So when he first came here, we just found out that he played Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
And at first it was like Billy, Jomi, like sometimes Silver, like being the top guys for Dragon Ball FighterZ. And then Acosta just came out of nowhere because he saw like on Instagram that we were doing the tournament for Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I play. Comes in. I swear, he loses to Billy one time, and they did a first of 10. And then after that, he was like, oh, okay. And then he won 10 straight. I'm not even lying. He went to right right after. I was like, bro, God. I was like, yo. And then come to find out, he really loves COD. He really loves Apex. He really loves Fortnite because he's a kid. So he plays all those games. And he loves 2K because he loves basketball. He loves FIFA because he loves soccer.
Exactly.
He plays all of these games and he's nice at it.
Yes.
And it's scary.
His skill level is extremely high in all the games that he just mentioned, which is why I was trying to recruit him. Yeah. And Herb already had the tap in, man. He's here. Yeah, he was tapped in.
I gave him the fighting game talk. I was like, look, bro, I can train you, little grasshopper. I got you.
I lose when it comes to like if it's somebody who wants to be a fighter, Herb can talk him out of it for sure. Okay, well, so that's now we got Booze, we got Ravens, we got the Jermaine Karma. And let's go ahead. Okay, so my squad. We're going to the Ghost. Okay. I was going to do my own squad, but
so I'll dig into it.
Why don't you
I'll dig into it. So I think the first best player on your team, personally, I think is Minato.
Okay.
Because Minato is a good fighter, and he's not what you would call trash at shooters at all. He's actually good at shooters. So here's the thing about Minato. Minato comes in first place in these Smash tournaments a lot.
Yes. He's here at like every single one.
Yeah. He comes to first place in these Guilty Gear tournaments to the other fighting game a lot. Like there was one like month where like he just did not lose any Guilty Gear tournament. Like he won 4 straight. There was one time where when it comes to Minato, when we're just like playing like something random like Street Fighter or something, he's always down to pick it up. And I don't think there's a game that Minato doesn't like.
Nope.
I don't think there's a game that Minato doesn't like.
If I ask him, like he'll just let me know, hey, I'm trash at that. Like so,
like,
let's not do that today. You know what I mean?
He's like, I'm pretty bad, but
but for the most part though, but at that moment after that, he's like, hey, you want me to pick that up? Because like he'll dedicate to it and he'll pick it up.
He's so
You're right.
about it.
That's interesting. I didn't think you were gonna pick Minato. Okay.
He's so about it. And then The second best, I guess.
See if you're gonna pick the same person as me.
I guess I would go with. Sorry about that, Joe.
Oh, you're good.
I guess I would go with. I would either go with TLG.
Okay.
Or QWERTY.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
So that's kind of like the toss-up that I'm at right now. Because QWERTY is a dog at Fortnite.
Yeah.
And most of that skill kind of translates to other shooters.
Yeah, Splitgate, he's a beast.
He's a beast.
Apex, well, we don't have that now, but Apex,
right.
he was a beast. I mean, actually, all shooters,
yeah.
he's really good.
Yeah.
Because he's picked up gears. He's gotten a lot better at gears.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
And he's willing to pick up other games, too.
That's good. That's good.
He perfects games. So when he picks up a game, he might want to take on one game at a time to learn, but then he learns it at that level of Fortnite.
Exactly.
Which there's clips. Go look up QWERTY Fortnite. Yeah. You'll see some crazy clips.
Season 1, man. He was killing it.
Yeah, getting the W, like the final kills. We got a couple of clips of QWERTY doing some crazy things.
He's pretty nasty. But with TLG is an amazing fighting game player. And he, again, will legit play anything.
Yeah.
He'll legit play anything. I don't think there's a game that he doesn't own that we have here on the list. Like, he owns them all. So he's willing to always play. He's always down to play. He's always down to, like, get some more advice because he knows he isn't like necessarily like what you would call the greatest, but you're not gonna walk on him.
Yeah,
you're not gonna walk
on him. No, not at all.
You're not gonna.
No, and he sharpened up a lot.
Yeah,
he sharpened up a lot.
That's what's scary.
So TLG is. So I was actually gonna say I would have said TLG and Manada. Oh no, actually I would have said TLG and Jomi.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah.
I think you might have forgot.
I forgot about Jomi.
Yeah, it's all good. So I would have said Jomi.
What's Jomi? on?
Yo, he's just living life, man.
I feel that.
Being busy.
I feel that.
He's got a band like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's doing the music thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's all around. Like he comes as much as he can. Yeah.
What's
up, Jomi?
He
actually reached out to me today because we have a practice coming up.
Cool.
But yeah, he's definitely still involved. Jomi. So I would say Jomi because he plays everything at a super high level. But I don't want to sound repetitive, so let's go into. So Jomi was a savage at Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah.
Also, we just took it out. Was it Soul Calibur?
Yeah,
so Soul Calibur. That actually I think was like one of his favorite games.
Yeah, he was crazy at that one.
Crazy at that one. And Guilty Gear, he's also really good at.
Yep.
So most fighter, he's really good at. Shooters, he's great at. Yep. Gears of War is like his bread and butter.
Oh yeah.
But again, I feel like this is kind of becoming a reoccurring trend here. People that are really good at two different shooters can usually cross-play with the other shooters.
Exactly.
Which is something you need to know and think about as a coach or an owner.
Leader, whatever.
Exactly, because it's like, okay, they don't need to necessarily be great at all of the shooters because they can pick those up.
Yeah.
But if they're good at two,
really good at two, down and they like lock those games on the wheel, those are secure wins for you guys.
Yep, and I have my team. So those guys I have focus on the other games I need them to carry because they sharpen up on the shooters a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So Jomi, just amazing at fighters, amazing at shooters, and his another bread and butter one for him, CTR.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Crash Team Racing. So we haven't actually really talked about that much except for the list. Crash Team Racing is not a joke.
It isn't. It's very mechanical. It's very complex. It's simple, like when you break it down. But like what makes a game, like what makes a regular Crash Team Racing player, like compared to like a high level one, is the drifting. It's that drift boost mechanic. Like you have to perfect that.
Yeah, drift boost mechanics and the shortcuts. Again, you got to know the map, man.
You got to know. You have to know.
And that's tough because like there's a decent amount of maps. You know, you got a lot of games you got to play.
It's a lot of courses.
So it's like, and you don't know which course because the course is rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, it's rock, paper, scissors.
So that's actually, again, another thing about the league is like we rock, paper, scissors sometimes to pick maps or pick courses. So that's super important. If you've studied, let's say you study 4 of the 8. I'm not sure how many there are, but let's say there's 8. If you study 4 and you get all the shortcuts for those 4, you got a 50% chance of getting the
first place.
Exactly.
Every time you hit that race, and like that can sometimes like just win it for you, man.
Yeah.
That can sometimes
I'll put it out there just because we're talking to the people. So like I have my team, like I'll have one player learn how to do the map for like say 4, and this is actually something I'm implementing now.
Yeah.
But then for the other 4, I have the other player or other players learn those maps so that they can call out the shortcuts, right? Like I don't mind sharing it. So
that's
you
smart.
know what I mean?
That's smart.
But so that's kind of a way that you can cover more. And then even if the second person that knows the map isn't as good, they can at least call out the shortcuts to the person that's ahead of them.
I see.
You know what I mean? Because as they go through, hey, left, right, this wall here, blow it up. You can drive through it, whatever.
Yeah,
exactly.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's
so okay. And also mine was gonna gonna be Jomi and TLG because TLG is really good at. He picks up stuff really fast. He's a great learner. That's another piece of this as a player. You have to be like a great learner and be willing to learn. Yeah. And TLG is that guy.
For sure.
And he practices a lot with my other player, Lockdown, Jesse.
Yeah.
So they get to practice. They're cousins, and they practice all the time in a lot of these games. So there's competition there. And Jesse is he's really good at sports, really good at shooters, and he's really good at fighters. You know, I think it's less of each one of those maybe than TLG, but and he's been sharpening up his sports games a lot because through all this you probably heard we've only really talked about a sports game player once.
Just about. I want to say it was just DZ, right?
Like the strong, like when we've like really accentuated the strongest sports, like that's really just easy right now.
Right.
Because a lot of the people right now, they're the shooters and the fighters are more their bread and butter.
So being a sports game player is actually pretty rare, but it also makes you pretty valuable.
Join, please.
It makes you pretty valuable.
Get in here. I will take you to Go Squad's looking. Yeah. So we actually, so bring that up. So something that I'm doing is Lockdown on my team. He's actually going to be playing a free agent this weekend.
Yep.
So he's going to be playing Tristan this weekend. I think it's
So Cheesy.
So Cheesy. So So Cheesy is his gamer tag, and they're gonna play potentially. I might keep Lockdown still, but they're playing for the spot.
But you want to see? You want to see?
I want to see if the competition level is super close and like the other games Tristan can play. Then maybe I bring him on because I have 2 slots right now open. But if Tristan just blows Lockdown out, then I might have to let Lockdown go because I need that position for another person to come in and play at another higher level. So, but this gives Lockdown the opportunity to hold his spot, and we're gonna do more of these types of competitions and stuff. We're gonna have players calling out other players for a 1st to 10, because people here think they're the best, right? Everybody thinks they're the best, but we have to find out. So that's all stuff on top of the $10,000 tournament. Okay, so let's do this next team, the Bandits. The Bandits. So who's on the Bandits?
So right now on the Bandits, I know we have EJ Rocks. We also have Leon. We should have Big Rod, Little Rod, both of them. And we also have this new player. His name is Adonis.
Okay.
He's actually a local legend around here, and I know that you know, right? I know that you know. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Titus told me he's super like.
That's who mentioned it. Okay.
Yeah, he said that it would be a good fit for him to be on that team to kind of like bring that team up. Yeah. And I know that you said you grew up with him, right?
I know who he is. Yeah. We've hung out a couple times. He's a freaking beast.
Yeah.
When I heard this, I was pissed because I was like, yo, I reached out to him probably a year ago.
Yeah.
And I think Titus did too. And like he was busy, life or whatever. And he's a little far away from here. So he was like, he didn't get into it then. And I'm like, dude, like this thing is about to be crazy. Like get in now. And I know how good he is. His main game that he streams a lot.
Fortnite?
Is it Valorant?
It might be Valorant now because I think he has a Guinness Book of World Records for like something that Fortnite.
Yeah.
It was like the most like arena points for like the arena games.
Yeah. See?
And then now he's on Valorant heavy and that's the new.
And he Twitch streams a lot and stuff too. So I'm not sure what his name is on there.
I think it's. I saw it once. I think it's just Adonis. It's something with his name.
Yeah, I'm sure if you look up Adonis, like you'll be able to find him.
Yeah, Guinness World Records for Fortnite. You'll find him. You'll definitely find him. Yeah, he's a little. All right.
Get him.
All right, how long is this?
I'm aiming for nips all day, baby. Nips.
Oh,
I just want your nips.
Oh god.
You know how to do it?
I never.
Yeah, cock it back. Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, now you're ready to fire whenever you want.
Oh god.
Damn. All right. Okay. All right. So, shit. Where were we?
No, we're good. We were talking about Adonis, so we talked on the Bandits. So the Bandits. So I would say definitely Adonis.
Yes.
As player number 1.
Yeah.
He's a beast at shooters, and again, that skill will probably translate to any other. Not probably. It will. It already has.
Yeah. And I know a lot about him. He plays other games, dude. And when he plays stuff at a really high level.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
that's why I was so bummed.
Other shooters or like other?
Oh, definitely shooters. But he plays other games too. I'm pretty sure that he also plays sports. He used to.
That's deadly.
So I just don't know if it's been fully focused on.
Better
shooters.
than DZ? Close. Because if you say better than DZ, then that guy.
I'm not gonna say better than DZ.
I'm not
gonna say better than DZ, but I would say competitive. You know what I mean? But it's been a long time, so it'll be interesting. This is going to be interesting. We'll have to have him on the podcast and kind of talk with him about what's been going on because he's been twitching for three years, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. How long have you been twitching?
About 3 years. About 3 years, yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, that's commitment, dude. Like,
hell
yeah.
It's a struggle. Well, not a struggle. It's a job, man. You gotta be in it, and it's like you gotta love it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, I mean, it's gaming. You're probably gonna love it. So.
Yeah. Nah, he's definitely entertaining too. Both of y'all are.
Thank you.
So let's see. Okay. Well, let's talk about. So we also, like we said, we also have the arcades that are involved. So we have Game On out of Virginia Beach,
right?
And they showed up, and their name is Game On. Mm-hmm. And do you have top 2 players?
So I actually do. So the number 1 player that I have is this guy whose name is actually Who Dat.
Okay.
So this guy, he was telling me. So you know that there's like a huge tournament that happens in Vegas for fighting game players. It's called Evo.
Yeah.
It's a 3-day tournament. You go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. First day is like all the people who are just like, you know, in the pool of it, and like everyone gets eliminated who's like pretty much bad. The second day is like when it just get really intense.
Yeah.
And the third day is like the top 8, and like that shit is intense.
Yeah.
So this dude was telling me, he was like, it was my first time in Vegas, so I went. He's like, I got really drunk, blah blah blah. We went to the club and everything, like the day before my match. And he was like, you know, I never been to like that side of the country before, so like the daylight was like kind of weird. So, like, you know, we step out the club. I'm thinking it's like, you know, maybe 2, 3 a.m. I'm going to catch a little sleep before, like, my next match in the morning.
Yeah.
He's like, I step outside, and, like, he's like, yo, it's like dark, but it's, like, daylight out. Because he's from over here, the East Coast. And come to find out, he's like, yo, it's, like, 6 o'clock. He's like, yo, I got a match in, like an hour, right?
Yeah.
So
that time difference will get you.
Yeah, so he went, like, drunk, like, hungover. And long story short, he did all of that exhausted, right? This dude still came in like 3rd place. So I'm like,
So if he was healthy.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, he would have won that joint. So and that was for SoCal.
Okay.
So that was for Soul Calibur. So he's an amazing fighting game player. Mm-hmm. He beat my player Scarlett in the finals when it came to Marvel vs. Capcom as well. He's an all-around good fighting game player. He's an older dude, so like he's pretty much played every game as well. So like shooters, he's not gonna be bad at. Mm-hmm. And the other person though was this really amazing Fortnite player. I don't know his name, his gamer tag. Yeah. I know his name. His name is Corey.
Okay.
And this kid is like really good at Fortnite to the point where it's like, bro, you don't even know what to do. It's like you just like you go into the game with him, and like it's just like a forest of stairs, just straight up, like you can't hit him. Because like as soon as like you shoot him, he's like, oh, you over there, and just starts building
he's a savage builder.
Yeah.
So he knows how to build. Okay.
He knows how to do that. Has good game sense no matter what it is. Mm-hmm. Good on the gun, so good with aim, amazing game sense when it comes to like any shooter, like I just said. Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely the guy. So
is he keyboard and mouse?
Keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse. So like that's a deadly combination, man.
Yeah,
it's a deadly combination.
Fortnite.
Yeah,
especially with those shooters.
Yeah, dog.
Okay. And Game On takes it super seriously, as I think most do. But Game On definitely showed up. Like they were not playing. They showed up in their official Game On van. Mm-hmm. They rolled in here like. For real, not playing like a straight G.
I was so mad we lost to somebody pulling up in a van like that, man. I wish I had a picture of it, man. Yeah. I was like, how we just lose to that?
Well, okay, so perfect. So Germana won, and then second place of this last $10,000 tournament was Game On. And then third place was the Booze because we ended up, the Ghost Squad ended up having to play the Booze for third place. Yeah, and so the Booze beat us for third. Yeah. And then we had fourth. And so those, we'll just go over the top 4 for now. There's a new squad coming that DMV is actually the captain of.
Woo!
So DMV's a great shooter player. He's a great sports player. He's really good at a lot of things. Like he plays Formula 1 and like Wreckfest. He's really good at. Yep. So he kind of plays everything around the board. And now he's running his own squad. So I don't know. Actually, at this point, he's picking up free agents and stuff. So I'm not sure who's all on the team currently. But I know he's building the team. So if you're interested, there's a lot of slots on the Vikings team.
Shouts out to DMV, man. He's looking for some people.
Yep. So I know, and I think he's picked up at least 2, but I just don't know who they are. So the Vikings, like they're going to be a squad to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. There's an advantage to being a new team right now. Yeah. Because now that the league is getting bigger and stuff, we're able to bring in people that are at a higher level right out the gate because they know what's coming.
They know what's up.
Because they know what's coming. Now they have the time, and we're willing to teach everybody because this is a new concept. So we teach you how this is going to work, and we've been through it 3 times now.
3 times now.
Yeah, because we had preseason, first season, second season.
Yeah, like I said, when we taught Jermaine, I wasn't expecting them to win right off the bat.
We really regret teaching them.
Yeah, I wouldn't say regret because I guess everything happened for a reason, but
yeah.
What the?
Oh, you got to surprise me, bro.
Come on.
He can't shoot. Oh,
there it is. Let's go. All right, so we about to wrap this up, or?
Not yet, bro. Not yet. I'm gonna shoot it right at the end so he doesn't get a chance for his next one.
All right.
Dang it, dude. That's sting a little bit. Okay. All right. So then, now we're gonna don't replay me jumping like that. Just like on repeat. All right. So I think we went over like the teams and the top twos at this point. So we've covered all that. We have tryouts.
Yeah.
Which day?
That is going to be every Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Yep. And that's where, so you see, we had the high school night, and then somebody came out for tryouts, and now, I'm looking. So I'm sure there's other team owners that are looking to recruit.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to come out to those things.
Right. I didn't even touch on the rest of what happened on Wednesday. So,
do it. Go ahead.
So I don't know if you saw in our Facebook, Instagram, and all that. It's like we had a little mini. We always have like Smash tournaments on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But I did like a mini Tekken tournament on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. I didn't enter because I'm like it won't be fair. Yeah. A lot of Germanic kids entered, and we had like another free agent enter. His name is Raven. Okay. So he actually ended up entering, and he actually ended up winning, which was crazy. So we took a picture and everything. You guys will see it. It's everywhere. Yeah. So we had about 7 entrants. That was really cool. And again, like a lot of
You already posted that, right?
Yeah, I already posted it.
Yeah, he's holding the trophy.
Yeah,
you check that out. It's on the Facebook for sure.
It's on the Facebook. A lot of the community here now, they're like, they're crazy. They're like, because they're really competitive. They're like, he wasn't that good. I could have beat him. I could have did this. I could have this. And I'm like, well, let me show you, his character really not that good. You can duck this. You can do this. You can punish it like this. They're like, man, if I would have done that, I'm like,
see what I'm telling you? You see what I'm telling you?
I like it, man. It keeps it interesting. It keeps it fun. It's fun to be like so good at a game that you like help build up another community. That's awesome, bro. And
if you would have taken him out early, then you wouldn't have really got to see what he did with the other level of play.
Exactly. That's why I didn't do. And then of course we played afterwards. Yeah. And then like I 16-0'd him, and he's like, okay, so you don't enter because it's just not fair. And I'm like, yes.
Shameless plug. Yeah. 16-0'd.
Yeah. But he's like, yeah. You know what? I'm excited. I'm gonna be here next week too.
Yeah.
And so that's.
Nice, man. Yeah. Well, so I think it's like our biggest tournaments here now are the Smash tournaments that we run every
Wednesday and every Friday. We got one going on right now.
Yeah, and then the Tekken tournaments, which are every
Wednesday. Just for now, every Wednesday. Yeah. So we're always running something different every day. We got
huge turnouts.
Yeah, huge turnouts, whether it's tryouts, tournaments, high school night. Yep. And we also do stuff on Saturdays. So we have Street Fighter on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. And we also have Gear to Gear Strive on Saturdays. So Strive Saturdays, Street Saturdays. So that's what we call it. Yeah. And we keep people going. And then we have the call-outs for first and tens and things of that nature on our league day, which is Sunday.
Perfect. That's what I'm telling you. You got to come out. There's lots of opportunities for everybody. Yeah. One of the things that we'll still do them, but the Call of Duty tournament.
I see you looking at that gun right there. I see you.
I just touched it. I just moved my phone. I was trying to check. We got to know how much time we've been doing.
But yeah, our COD tournaments, we're trying to get back into that. I think Saturday's a good day as well. Okay. We have a lot of birthday parties on Saturday, so as of late, it's been like crazy trying to like do the birthday parties because so many people come in and then try to run up the COD and like Gears Award things like on Saturdays as well.
Okay.
But yeah, we definitely do those as well just to see like where people's heads are at.
Yeah, but come out for COD. Yeah, come out for COD because we're not like all the people online. We know that there's a different level of skill and like more people out there. Like we hear about it all the time.
We hear about it all
COD
the
tournament, COD tournament. Yep. But we need you to come out and play because we have all the other stuff. It's filling up. For sure. So for COD, you still have a pretty good chance to take the win. Yep. And, win and be the the tournament champ for COD right now. Yep. So come out, let's get some COD. I love shooters, so that's what I'm all about. Like, let's see. So I think at this point, was there anything else that we wanted to go over? Is there anything else that you want to go over?
No, we touched on pretty much every top subject today. Yeah. We did really well. We talked about all the events. We talked about the top 2 players. Yep. I think just going in the future, going forward, you guys just really got to tap in now, man, before you miss your opportunity. These teams are filling up fast. We have a bird's eye view of all the players right now. We're actually chilling in the podcast office. We get to see everybody lined up right now.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of people out there right now.
They are excited. They're ready to do this Smash thing, and it's always like this. Man, you got to be a part of this.
Yeah.
You got to be a part of this.
And at this point, we went from I think it was like 4 teams to 12 teams now. Now, we didn't mention some of the teams because they're new and they're getting all their players and stuff together for this season. But this season, when we play for the 10,000, it's going to probably be at least 12 teams involved.
It's going to be crazy.
So it was 84 players. It's going to be more than that for the next season. So, you really got to tap in now. Get involved. There's still teams here open locally. There's still people looking for players. And if you're in a college, bring it up. Say, hey, can we get involved with the Ultimate Endgamers League? A lot of the colleges have esports programs. You can reach out to our email, to the ultimateendgamersleague.com. go there. There's an email that you can email that's like a direct contact with the company. Mm-hmm. So if you want to do it that way, or if you're looking for more like a relaxed conversation, you can head over to our Discord. Yep. We'll pull up the Discord link for you, or you can just, where could they find it at?
They can find it at the website as well.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Ultimate Gamers League, they can find the Discord link there. If you're looking for a relaxed conversation, or you can do like the social media thing, like we're always on Twitter, IG, Facebook. You can get me up there. I run all the social media, so you'll be able to get in contact with me like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm watching it too, so if you call me out or at me on Discord, then I'll see it and I'll respond as well. So you can directly tap into both of us, ask us what's going on, any questions that you have. Official business questions, send an email. And I think that's really all we got,
that's
man.
Pretty much it
today.
So
get involved with the UEL. We're ready for you.
We fighting for 10 thou wow, man. Oh, God. All right, you got me. You got me.
We're out.
All right. See y'all.